So, hello guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mikkel. I'm a teacher at CACS, and I teach normally the intermediate and upper intermediate levels. And today I'm going to talk to Fernanda, who is going to be the last friendly face you see at CACS before you finish the advanced 2, right, Fernanda?
Yes, that would be correct.
Yes. So,
Yes.
Well, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, as a teacher, I have been working for over 30 years now. At CACS for 10. How long have you been teaching at CACS? Almost 10, yeah?
Yeah, actually 11. I started in 2011. I think you started before me, so I
did.
I think maybe you're, let's just say 10 plus. Then
10, oh yeah?
10 plus. Yeah.
So, 10 plus at CACS. Wow, that's a mark.
That's a chunk, yeah.
Amazing. Right. And then I have a tendency to be, teaching advanced students, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I think that's where I feel, I can be myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are some challenges that I think that's what we're here for. Yeah. To talk about these challenges,
exactly, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes, Mikkel, I really like to remember how it felt like when I was a student.
Yes.
Yeah. And the difficulties I had, right?
Yeah.
And then I pick a lot from there. I really, like we were talking about the ED pronunciation, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The first time I arrived in America, and I arrived, like spending all my English and saying, "Oh, I have just arrived." The classic, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the guy was Brazilian. And you know what? He said to me, "Pode falar português que eu entendo."
No, I don't want to speak Portuguese.
That's the worst you can get.
Yes. When they know who you are because of your ED pronunciation.
Exactly. And I asked him, wait, what gave it away?
Gave it away? Yeah.
Exactly. And he said, arrived, the ED pronunciation, which makes it like the Brazilian accent.
Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to add something. You said that you are you only teach the advanced levels, and for obvious reasons, but also just for those who are watching. And Fernanda, she's my go-to teacher. Whenever I have any questions with grammar, whatever. I remember when we were still back at UFMG. Come running with my my intermediate 2 book and say, this why the hell is it like that? The student asked me and I couldn't answer. And then so of course it's based in knowing a lot and having a lot of experience. So I think the advanced level is it's your playground, right? That's where you
totally and you know what, I really love it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that when students they actually make it to the advanced 2s because there is some feeling involved. You gotta like it somehow.
No
right?
pain, no gain. They endured a lot of pain in order to reach it, right?
Totally, right?
And I actually like the fact you say that you remember when you were the mistakes you've gone through, that we've all gone through. I do that with both my English, but more with my Portuguese, because I've been learning Portuguese, right, for God knows how long, and I remember, I know that sometimes it's just frustrating as hell,
the feeling that I would have said that totally differently.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't have to say it always like that. There are thousands of ways to say the same thing, right?
Yeah. So, all right, good. So my first question is, you said once they reach the advanced, because it's not an easy path, right? What is your opinion about students? Like, do they have like a main problem, or do they have a main, what is the grievance that they encounter when they hit advanced?
All right. So I got a few here I wrote down, right?
Sure.
Because I asked them.
Yeah, cool.
And more often than not, they say that all the past tenses,
Yes.
Especially the perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as we talked before, they do have lots of time to drill the simple ones, simple present, etc., present continuous. And when it comes to past perfect continuous.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of drilling.
No.
So there is lack of confidence, believe it or not. They're advanced too, and they don't trust themselves. Yeah. So you feel where there's the taboo areas. Yeah. The person's about to use a tense and then they woohoo and do something else, you know?
But
so
actually, I
that
think,
would be perfect one.
sorry, not to interrupt, but the lack of confidence is also very Brazilian. Because you guys, in my opinion at least, you guys, when I speak my Portuguese and it's wrong, like, that's so cool, he speaks Portuguese. But when they make just the tiniest mistake, it's like unacceptable in English, you know? And I mean, it's impossible not to make mistakes. Even in Portuguese, you know, you guys sometimes make, not you, of course, Fernanda, but everyone else make, you know, everyone else, they make mistakes in their own language. That's okay, but you know, the students, I find they really they don't want to make any mistakes, instead of just embracing the fact that, you know, you speak it as a second language, and it's okay to make mistakes, and actually you need to make those mistakes in order to learn, right? Yeah.
I try to make them feel, you know, the most comfortable possible in the environment. Like, this is the place to make, please give me a job, right?
Please, yes.
You know?
The perfect class, you would be like, what am I doing here? Yeah.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of brainstorming to make them feel comfortable, right? And to say, no, that's the way to do it. Yeah. And learn from there. And sometimes you're going to learn from other person's mistakes.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, so it's really important. I try to make them like, there's this, when there is a group, if they feel like united somehow, you know, they relax.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And yeah, it's also very important to be able to laugh at yourself, right?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked your students if they feel like they are fluent in English?
That's a good question. Yeah.
And the answer is like 99% they say no. Like
almost.
Yes. 90%, 80%.
A few of them, yes. A few of them, yes. I don't think they want to sound arrogant. Oh yes, I'm fluent. Yeah.
But they are.
And another thing, Mikkel, is the feeling that being fluent and speaking like a native. Right?
Yeah.
So literally coming to terms with the idea that we are not natives. Yeah.
And never will be.
Never will be. So accept it hurts less, right?
Yes,
you speak very well, you speak very fluently, but you're not a native.
No. So yeah. All right, good. You talked about some other, this was one of the problems that students, they feel they have. Any other things that you kind of, you talked about the lack of experience with these past tenses, right? Anything,
especially perfect ones,
yes.
Lack of confidence.
Yes.
And they say, for example, when they have to tell a story or they have to go deeper into a subject, they lack the vocabulary. Right?
Vocabulary, yeah.
Where's the word? So they keep on using the same words. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to advanced, you should be able to express your feelings, you know, your point of view about something that is like gun control. You know, let's talk about something serious here, and then you keep on using the same vocabulary. But then it probably comes to the fact that how many notebooks, you know, have you written down all the words you didn't know and you put in the drawer, and probably that's where they still are, yes. Right? So there is that thing we were talking about, to actually retaining the words by being able to at least recognize the word being used. And I joke with them, I call that incidental learning.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. It's the reverse of the Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law, you have your fingers injured, you hit it everywhere, right?
Yes.
As soon as you write the word down and you look for it, you start seeing the words are like, oh, look at me.
Yes.
You know? And that's magic, literally magic. Right? But it takes, and you have to make an effort.
Yes, yes. You know what, let's, before I ask you if there are any more, could you explain a little more about the retaining the vocabulary? Because I think it's something that every student could learn from. So what is your point of view of how to do this? Like, You mentioned writing down words, right?
Yes.
I think that is it's a dinosaur nowadays, right? The whole writing down. It's
I
not
don't
online.
care. I don't care.
I
You
know.
know, different kinds of learners.
I agree.
Some people are so visual. They get literally like a paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine these are 3 columns, right? And we're supposed to, like, this is like words I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna write here.
Yeah.
And then you want to bring them here to words I know and use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In between, like, words I know but I don't use.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Some people, Mikkel, believe it or not, they use Post-it notes.
That's cool. Yes.
They use Post-it.
I'm a fan.
Very good. But it depends on, I observe, depends on their objective. If they have like a job interview, they have to take an exam, right? So that's really urgent. So they actually make a point and come out of their ways to do this.
Yes.
And the Post-it, like when it's here, you at least were able to recognize the word being used in a film or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So for me, and it was for me, because I do that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, I watched a series I watched with Stella and something silly that I fell in love with. And then I said, that's interesting words there. And then I sitting down here, you know, and actually with the dictionary open, clicking and say, oh, this word. So that's how the cookie crumbles, right?
Yeah.
If you don't do this, you're not going to get there, right?
Yeah, and it's funny because we went through this, maybe you had heard about it before, but I was there when at least one of the times we heard about this retaining words. C is be the one that we don't know, we have no idea. B, we know, but we don't use them. And then A, and then we want to get transfer as many words from C to B, and of course B to E, and then keep them there, right? So I like the one with the Post-it that you can kind of
the Post-it's amazing. Yeah, so they actually know. We have to reinvent ourselves in this online world, right, Mikkel?
Yeah.
So you know, the Post-it thing has been quite useful for me more than once.
That's cool. Good. Yeah.
It's good.
One more thing that students find a problem, because otherwise I'm going to go to my next question.
Pronunciation. Yeah.
Yes.
The crystallized ones that we mentioned.
Yes. Yeah. Can you say what is just so people know, what is it when you have some crystalline pronunciation, or
it's like they've been, and the more similar the word is to the word in Portuguese, the more difficult it is. You know?
Yes.
Like the one we said, the different one, the jazz, not dog, right? Like this one a lot as well. So we have to clean the T instead of yeah. So I've been using this a lot. And say, when I do this, you already know, like, ooh,
red flag. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So this one, I think particularly is very local, very mineiro, because we do a lot in our accent, right? The L, the M, the N, right?
Yeah.
To this day, they say scream instead of screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So I bring them back to nose.
Yes.
So you kind of develop this little gestures that they already know that.
Yes, they look at you and say, okay, what did I just say wrong now? Yeah. What would you tell an advanced student? How can he or she work with this at home? Like, how can they?
Well, I make a point and I do all the pronunciation exercises. That it would be amazing if we could extend the advanced course a little bit more, so we can actually use this brilliant material that we use.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I try to make them become familiar with the sound bank. Yeah. So they identify the sounds, and dictionary, like it should start your dictionary there and leave it open. Yeah. When you're studying, you go there and check the one that I use, like pronunciations for free, because some of them you have to pay. Yeah. So not only this, but also collocation dictionary. I use a lot.
Cool.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's a matter of collocations.
It is. Yes.
Another thing also, adverb use. Yeah. So collocations, adverbs, idioms. Yeah. When it comes to now to advanced, you should be able to actually use them.
Yes.
Right. So we were talking about pronunciation. So for pronunciation, I think this, get used to the sound bank and abuse the dictionary.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more, the better.
Yeah. You know, I'm famous for being obsessed with dictionaries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly opening and playing pronunciation, etc. Right.
Great,
so it helps them develop the habit, you know. Now that's how I'm supposed to do, and then just reproduce that.
There was a thing that Isabella, one of the other teachers at CACS, showed me, which I thought was quite cool, because I think every student knows the Google Translate, right? For better or for worse. But actually, if you write the word and then you play the little audio thing, then you can hear the pronunciation of this word, and you can also see. Then you can press. I think it's like learn how to pronounce the word, and then you can see the mouth pronouncing the word. You can play it slow. You can play it fast. Google Translate. So Google Translate is actually not only a bad thing; it can also be put into good use. You know.
Very good. Another thing that I do a lot, if you go down after you have the mouth pronouncing, etc., there's a little arrow that you click and you see the word usage.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So you see, there is a graph and say when the word was popular, how much it's been used.
Ah, that's nice. I have to go to Google now.
Go to Google now
to check it out.
Scroll down and click on the arrow.
Yes, all right,
it's
that's
going to
cool.
show you how.
Live and learn. Thank you, Fernanda. That was the problems or the issues that students in advance they run into. What do you find difficult as a teacher teaching this level?
Well, that would be actually feeling that I could make an intervention in these things that I would judge as crystallized. And Mikkel, sometimes I don't even think it's a mistake, but sometimes it could be even seen as the interference of the mother tongue.
Yes, that happens.
You know? Like when we use a lot, so advanced students would use present simple when it's supposed to be present perfect, because we use present simple in Portuguese.
Yes.
Yeah. So they know the structure, but they still, you know, fail to use the structure when it's necessary.
Yes.
So I usually say that that's the perfect marriage, you know, use and structure. Yeah. You know the structure, but then you know when to use it.
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise you'll be keeping like repeating these things that are right.
Yes.
Or for example, really in terms of tense usage, the difference between past continuous and past perfect continuous.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and then they understand. Yeah, of course. But then how about using it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a big difference,
so,
right?
I really concentrate, and I try to, while like during the class, I'm trying to, you know, like slip in like, oh, look, this is a perfect time for you to use the present perfect continuous.
Exactly. Yes.
I force myself to use the words that they have learned, like hanker for. The other day in class was, I'm hankering for something. Yeah. So I make a point in using during the class like 2 or 3 times hanker for.
Yes.
Yeah. So at the end, I know they are okay. So I kind of, you know, at least if I see the word, that's the word my teacher used.
So it went from C to B, and then hopefully, who knows, next class it will go to A. So they'll
exactly it. Yeah.
Right.
So
cool.
That's it.
And then of course, you only have 6 months to do that and crystallize. You have to break the crystal. And that's kind of it's an uphill battle to be able to do that in only 6 months, right?
Yes, but at least make them aware that
of course.
This is crystallized and that they should make an effort themselves actively. Yeah, not only us here, so that would be like passively, right?
Yes, yeah.
So they like become really responsible for their learning process.
Yes. They should have been responsible from early on, but you're doing your best when
the more advanced they are, it's just like a kid learning to walk, the more they let your hand go,
Yes. Yeah.
Hello, I can walk. Yeah. Yeah. And actually being able to use more sophisticated, because when I teach, I do have like private students that are very basic, right? And when I see them trying to speak their minds, I say you have to unsophisticate.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to say, oh, this is called, this is considered to be. No, you're going to say this is.
Yes.
Yeah, but then when you are advanced, you have to be able to go back and do like, be more sophisticated, you know, and use like modal verbs instead of only using verb to be. It is, it is. No, it might be, could be. It has a tendency to have been. I don't know, you know?
Yeah. All right, good. Yes. Your students, they finish advanced 2. Then what?
Then what? That the question that won't silence. Yeah. And then what? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tend to encourage them to take the CAE. Yeah. Because it's for good. It's not going to expire like TOEFL, IELTS, right? Yeah. And that's a way to keep them studying. And the way the test is built is amazing to help you learn, right? Like the word formation, keyword transformation, the word building for vocabulary, right? So some, very few go for private lessons after they finish, but an excellent way to keep it up would be with the speaking course, right?
At CACS.
The advanced speaking at CACS, right?
And you know,
so they can actually put all these things in practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not asking this because it's kind of a propaganda, but I actually don't know what is, like, you finish advanced 2 and then you do a level placement test the upcoming semester, and then you say, I want to do the advanced speaking course. Is that how you do it?
No, I think that after you finish the advanced, you are already qualified to take it.
All right. So you just
register. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. There we go. Yes.
There you go.
To sum up, to end this little talk, can you give your students, or the students watching, if any, some tips? Are there any tips in general that you would give students?
Let's have the vocabulary retention table.
Yeah, making sure you write down words. It's not just once or twice you need them and then it goes into the nightstand. It's a constant battle of increasing your vocabulary, right?
Totally.
So, write it down. There we go.
Yeah, I usually like to make things fast, you know. I use the rectangles, right? So what you call AB, I don't call AB. I'm going to start calling ABCD, ABC. Yeah. Yeah.
That's at least how I learned it, but you know, there's probably many names, right?
Yeah, I think we learned together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yes, but I'm sure you probably knew before that, because as I said, you're my go-to whenever I have questions, right?
Words I don't know, and then we're going to change them intermediately to words I know but I don't use. Yeah. So probably going to use hanker for now. Can you think of any words? Sorry, I'm not wearing glasses.
Oh, there are a ton of words, especially in Portuguese. You know, whenever you hear people talking, you understand what they say, but you say, "Wow, I would never speak like that," or "I'd never use it like that." You know.
Words I know but I don't use, and of course, our objective to retain, is words I know and use.
Good. Yeah? So the first square you wrote, that would be C, right? Words I don't know. Let us see.
ABC. Yeah, totally. Now, how am I going to erase only that if I want?
It's okay. It's okay. It's you can double click on it and then you can erase, but it doesn't matter. You know, people know. Or they will find out when they reach advanced 2. There we go. Exactly. Yes.
So here we were hankering for. Are you hankering for anything at the moment?
I'm hankering for some water, but I'm gonna.
Water.
Yeah.
That's simple. I'm hankering for vacations. How's that?
Yeah. Well, we just had, right? We're only in September. I can go, and next month. Oh, so yeah, next month in October we'll have a few days off, won't we? The teacher thingy.
Yeah, happy Teachers Day, mate.
Yeah, you too.
So look at this. There will be a little mobility here, yeah, because sometimes you forget and you go back and forth, right? But then eventually hanker for when you're able to use, yeah.
Yes.
Usually through examples that are true for you. Yeah. Yeah. So it helps memorize a lot. So for me, that would be a starter for 10. Yeah. In the retention.
And then your idea was that you can actually use like your wall or your bedpost or your mirror where you
It depends. Many kinds of learners, many kinds of possibilities, right? Yeah.
But I'm talking about the post-it.
You
can write on a post-it, put it in letter A, I don't know, and then as soon as
you liked the post-it, didn't you?
Yeah, I really did.
Just keep moving, until it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then keep it there.
And keep it there.
Of course. Yes. All right, Fernanda. I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I look forward to seeing you because it's been a while. So
it's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
to see you even if it's online this moment.
It is, yeah. So take care and say hello to your students. I think most of them, some of them at least, have passed through me either in an inter, an upper, or even advanced one last semester. So take care, and we'll keep in touch. Okay.
Okay.